Alright, so I haven't looked at anything. I've been told some stuff. I've been sent some stuff. I've spoken about some stuff. I kind of know what Denjiro and Kinemon do, but like not really. And I kind of know what like Odin's PvP is. But other than that, like we're kind of going in blind a little bit here. So, let's have a look. Whoa. Whoa. Odin looking boss, bro. Odin's looking boss. Look at him. Look at him. Wow, he's looking fire. No pun intended. Damn, that artwork, man. It took me so long to watch that scene in the anime. After reading in the manga, like, I wouldn't say I'm like an Omega Odin fan. I don't dislike Odin by any means. I just wouldn't say that I'm like crazy in love with him. Like, I much prefer Roger. Like, I much prefer Whitebeard. Like, I just wouldn't say that I'm like insanely in love with Odin's like character per se. I do really enjoy Odin, but damn that fire! It's like this is giving me Corazon vibes. This is giving me some serious Corazon vibes. All right, let's take a look at what he does. Let's take a look at his captain ability and his special ability. I am just going to do this because I totally misjudged how big of a screen I needed. So look, there's the artwork there. Looking absolutely mighty fine there, Mr. Odin. Absolutely mighty fine. Let's slide over here now and let's have a look at what he does. His captain ability is going to... Okay, so Kozuki Odin, the samurai, challenging the dragon. His soul lives on. I just recently watched that episode where he's like, I don't care if I'm forgotten, but my soul will live on forever. Well done, anime. You did that scene justice. You did that scene well justice. His soul lives on. Reduces crew's special charge by 1 turn at the start of the fight. Boosts Slasher and Free Spirit characters' HP by 1.35. Attack by 5 times. And boost their attack further to 5.25 if enemies were defeated in the previous turn. Also making sign-in orbs have matching slot effects. Pretty nice. Pretty good. Pretty good. Don't dislike his captain ability. Pretty stock standard captain ability. 5 times captain's great. 5.25 in the previous turn. If he's a super class or a super type, we could be talking here. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. Special charge at the start of the quest is great for speed farming. I'm assuming he's a slasher and he's a free spirit then. I do know he's Sai. I kind of assumed he was free spirit and slasher, but like, I do know he's Sai. His special, A Valiant Way of Life, adds 0.25 times to the effect of attack boost and slot effects that are launched after the special by slasher or free spirit characters for 3 turns. Applies to boosts applied by support effect if supported character is a slasher or free spirit class. What does that mean? Adds 0.25 times to the effect? 0.25 times? So like, if that's a 1 times, it'll go up by like 1.25. It's a 2 times, won't it go up by like 0.5? Is that how it works? I'm just immediately thinking like Toki and then dropping this. That's where my head's at. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys know exactly what this means. Like I said, this is like my first time like looking at Odin. And honestly, like kind of my first time looking at Kinemon and Denjiro as well. But slash for 3, is that extended by 3 turns? If the crew's HP, let's continue. If the HP is 80% or above when the special is launched, boost the type effects of normal attacks by slashes and free spirit characters by 2.5. Boost their type effects of normal attacks by 2.25 otherwise. If the crew has type effect boosts when the special is launched, boost slasher and free spirit characters attack by 2.25 for 3 turns. If the crew's HP is 50% or below when the special is launched, reduces damage by 95% and heals 10,000 HP. That's insane. He does so much. I do like what they've done here. They do make it viable to run 2 Odins, which is very cheeky because, like, Denjiro and Kinemon, like, ideally when you do these types of releases, you will sort of have, like, the 2 characters sort of, like, next to each other, and you will want to hybrid them together. So, I am super interested in the way that it says 0.25 times. Is that just add a 0.25? I feel like it just adds 0.25, right? To the effective attack boost. Because the whole the whole thing here, what I can sort of like see, right, is what you would do is you would drop one Odin special when your HP is above 80% to get the 2.5 times color affinity boost, or below, like it's 2.25 otherwise. It's for 2 turns too, so like it's kind of whatever, but if you use like Chiffon, like you can extend that to 3 for like utility and stuff. Like there's some options there. But 2.5 times color affinity is really good, especially if you don't have Koala. Like I don't have Koala, so this is good for me. Especially with like Whitebeard and Roger, like this is like needed on their team. Then what you can do is you can boost their type effects. You can then, if the crew has a type effect, so if you pop the first Odin and then you go to pop the second Odin, you'll boost Slasher and Free Spirit characters' attack by 2.25 for 3 turns. And if your HP is 50% below, you get damage reduction and healing, which is so good. But like the whole idea, right, is if you have the color affinity, because you have the color affinity when you pop the next special, you'll have 2.25 times attack boost, right? But you won't get that 0.25 actually, now that I'm really thinking about it, right? Super interesting. I guess you could like switch with Whitebeard and Roger. Into Roger, right? And then like get the 1.5 times attack, 1.5 times orbs. Pop the special of Odin. Get the 2.5 times color affinity. Then turn it into 2.8 times and a 3 times attack boost. And then, like, buff this to, like, a... That won't double stack, though, will it? Interesting. That's very interesting. I kind of hyped it up a little bit more in my head now that I'm actually, like, putting it all together. Because you won't get the 0.25. I guess if you brought another color affinity booster, though, then you pop... You know, and then you get the attack boost through Odin. Like, you could even use supports as well for little color affinity boosts, like 1.3s. Interesting. Really interesting. I don't dislike him. I don't dislike him at all. 1 turn of cooldown's great. Slasher Free Spirit boost is awesome. Please, for the love of God, be a Slasher or a Free Spirit superclass. Please. Someone might have told me that it... Yeah, actually, I think I actually do know. I think he is a superclass. I think he's a superclass Slasher. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think my boy Kruby sort of filled me in. But this is his Rumble. Now, I have seen his Rumble. His Rumble is absolutely... Oh. His Rumble's absolutely cooked, right? So let's just move across to like the good stuff here. His special targets Free Spirit class teammates attack up level 7 for 20 seconds. Targets enemies in a large horizontal range for attack by 3.5 and has a 70 chance to action by for 10 seconds. Fucking wild. His passive, Free Spirit class teammates attack up level 6. HP up level 6, defense up level 3, and for the first 40 seconds of the battle, Psi-type teammates will get defense up level 3. So if you can kind of have a look here, he is a Slasher, he is a Free Spirit, and I definitely know that he is a Psi unit. So very, very good classes. Psi is obviously nothing to scoff at as well. So that is really, really nice. Like, really, really good. I definitely think they have done my boy Odin some justice here. I definitely, like, I don't know, like, I don't think they haven't done him, like, I don't think they've done him, like, insanely good, but, like, I don't think I'd say they've done it bad, right? Very, very cool unit. Awesome stuff. Let's move on to the next unit that is, yo, shout out to this artwork, though. Shout out to this artwork. Like, look at that. Look at him. Absolute baller. Such good artwork. Alright, so we do have he's a super class. He's definitely super class Slasher. Shout out to my boy Kruby. Like, he actually definitely told me that. One of the following characters must be in the crew, excluding supports. Kinemon, Conjurer, Raizo, Kiku, Shutenmaru, CatDog, Kawamatsu, Dendro, Momo, Hiyori, Roger, and Whitebeard. A very, very, very good selection of characters there. Like, these ones here, very easy to do. Very easy to do. Then you've also got these 2 characters here that you could easily just put on the team, especially with their V2s. Even though he's a Psi unit, you can definitely do. Free-to-play Kawamatsu is very, very good. There's a new Dendro, there's a new Kinemon. Colosseum Kinemon's still an absolute weapon. And then, obviously, with the release of these characters, we do have a bunch of new rare recruits. So we have a Shuridoji, we have Kawamatsu, and we have Raizo as well. So very, very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. Superclass effect will change all orbs into matching orbs, boost the chain by 1.25. I imagine that's a chain multiplier buff. For 1 turn, turns Slasher characters into Super Slashers, which is pretty, pretty nice. On the final stage, boost Slasher characters affinity by 1.5 as a support. That's good. That's a good support. I like that support a lot. On a Roger and Whitebeard too. Very, very good. Very, very nice. I like that a lot. Alright, on to the next character. That is Mr. Kinemon and Denjiro. Let's, like, pretty nice artwork, but obviously you're not going to be able to trump that Odin artwork. Like, that Odin artwork's absolutely insane. Obviously, this is a dual unit. Denjiro, Kinemon, pretty good pair. So they have a switch effect. Let's have a look at their switch effect first. I feel like this is probably going to be the biggest draw to them. Changes character's slot to character's own type, and applies minus 20% to enemy's slasher resistance for 1 turn. What the hell does that mean? Slasher resistance. Does that mean slasher resistance? I don't know what that means. I feel like in the future there's going to be some sort of like slasher thing, like maybe to counter super classes. Maybe? I feel like that's probably the option. Let me know in the comment section below if you have more information or if you have thoughts on this. I'd love to hear them. Obviously, as always, smash the like button, hit the big red subscribe button, help your brother out. But they do have a super switch ability, changes crew's slot to character zone type. Oh, that's kind of like original Kinemon. I like that. So whatever their type is, changes it to that type. That's cool. And applies minus 50% to enemies' resistance for 1 turn. Does this mean, like, if they don't have resistance to slashes, you just get extra 50% damage without full immunity or something like that? That would be kind of busted. Like, that would be insanely... Like, that would just be insane. I could definitely get around that. That would make this character insanely good. But let's have a look at what they do. Kinemon and Denjiro shouldering his master's spirit. Samurai with determination is their captain ability. Boosts slashes and free spirit characters by 5 times. I'm assuming this is... Well, this is their dual form, by the way. HP 1.5. Slightly boosts the chance of landing on recovery slots and changes recovery slots into Wano orbs. I'm listening. Boost the attack by 2.5 and cannot be changed with Wano slots. And if the character's normal attacks is effective against enemy's type, changes character slot to Wano for the next turn. I'm listening. Special, Unrelenting Onslaught. Reduces one enemy's HP by 20%, ignoring defensive effects. Reduces damage reduction defense up by 6 turns. Boosts Slasher and Free Spirit slot effects by 2.75 for 1 turn. And boosts their base attack by plus 500 for 1 turn. Becomes Kinemon and Denjiro for 3 turns. I'm listening. Now... This character, I've spoken to my boys about this particular character, and hopefully that when they say there, it means slashes and free spirits, base attack by 500. If it's not, that is huge, huge difference. But that's a lot of damage with one special. 2.75 times orbs. With their captain, they can give a lot of Wano slots. The only downside I do see to their special is that if you're not using them as captain, like, you have to find a way to get them orbs, right? Like, that is going to be a downside. They do have very nice utility, defense up, damage reduction removal. Robin Jinbei are god tier in this Kazuna right now, and I think that sort of utility gets very undervalued. 2 turns of, like, damage reduction, defense up, very common to see them 2 together as well. Or in Kazuna, where, like, you're doing 1 team versus alls. It works very, very nicely. So a lot of damage here. Does a HP cut as well, which is nice. Captain ability 5 times, like, massive with Wano slots, and then a lot of HP. The only downside I see is you do lose recovery orbs, which is a little bit of, like, a... It's not the end of the world, but, like, it's kind of nice that you have them there if you need them. Not that you ever really need them, per se. Like, again, if this was tandem orbs, then it would just be, like, infinitely better. But it's kind of very reminiscent to the whole Luffy Zoro thing if you do that. But still, very cool captain ability. Sounds like a lot of fun to play with, and I'm definitely down to sort of see... I'm down to clown with Mr. Kinemon and Denjiro. But let's have a quick look at what their Rumble does. Okay, wait, this is their... Alright, so this is their switch ability and stuff like that. Alright, hold up. Let's have a look and see what their classes and stuff are there. Sorry, their colors. So, they look like they are going to be Psy and Quick, from what I can see here. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be Dex and Quick. Man, if Dex and Quick gets another goddamn, like, unit, like, bruh. I'm going to be, like, absolutely livid. Like, full on, eh? But, kind of nice. They're both slashes. They're both free spirits. I don't imagine that would change at all. Their sailors boost attack of slashes and free spirits by 100. Make slasher and free spirit characters quick slots have matching slot effects. Yeah, look. Not a bad unit. Definitely not a bad unit. I do think I'm a bigger fan of Odin per se. But, look, I don't dislike either of them. Okay, so here we go. Kinemon and Denjiro swap that applies slash resistance reduction is capable of ignoring enemies' immunity and is based on the description. Resilience reduction appears to be another force of increased damage, unconfirmed. So as you can see in the picture here, like this is what their switch ability does. Gives a debuff for Slasher debuff. So like Slashers do an extra 20% damage. Is that what's going to happen? Because that's kind of crazy. Like that's kind of cool. I can kind of get around that, you know? And by kind of get around that, I can definitely get around that. That's super, super nice. That's actually super cool. Here we go. During the adventure, allies and enemies... Oh, that's sensitive. During the adventure, allies and enemies type and class resistance may increase and decrease depending on the amount of applied from the character. Increased defense, bypass defense immunity, 100% resistance for half damage, 200% resistance for 1/3 damage. Okay, well that's interesting. Jump over to the Discord if you guys want to have a read of that. Shout out to Blazing for the translations as always. So you basically just get an extra 1.5 times damage. Like, that's nuts. Like, that's nuts. That is crazy. If that goes through, what's it called? Then that is just absolutely busted. The thing I forgot to mention was their Rumble. Kinemon and Dendro's Rumble. Like, Slashers have been popping off. How did I miss that? So, targets 2 enemies for 2 times attack. Targets Free Spirit classmates for 500 HP per intervention. For auto healing, that's weird. Targets Slasher teammates for attack up level 8, speed up level 8, recovery up level 8. A lot of healing. The combination of Slashers and Free Spirits is interesting to me. But like having both of them on the team, like on the same class, it's gonna be very hard with synergy. But that's what Rumble's sort of moving to, right? Like it's not about like having full synergy. It's about making your synergy work in the best way. Ability Free Spirit class. Teammates, HP up level 6, attack up level 6, Psy teammates, recovery up level 5. Bro, Psy Free Spirit is just going AWOL. You've got Yamato, you got like, well, these guys are a dual unit, so it doesn't matter. You can like put Roger, you got Law, you got V1 Roger, like, you got Straw Hats. Like, Free Spirit is going absolutely bananas right now. Like, absolutely insane. There's a new Kaido, there's new Ashura Doji, there's a new Raizo, there's a new Kawamatsu. Yeah, look. Interesting rare recruits. You got attack down removal in Ashura Doji. He seems to be a Psy unit. He's an attack booster. Attack 2.25, otherwise kind of good. Then you hit the 2.5 times with Odin. 5 turns of blind removal with Raizo. For 2 turns, Shooter and Free Spirit characters get slowest by 1.75, which is kind of trash. Changes those classes block orbs into matching and HP cut at 15% at the end of the turn. That's kind of nice to get around resilience, but other than that, it's kind of like whatever. Kawamatsu deals 60 times his attacking quick damage, so he's probably the quick unit. Reduces 5 turns of despair and special silence. And then 0.9 to the chain for 3 turns. So Kawamatsu seems to be the best there, but look, we'll have to wait and see what the content throws at us. There is a free-to-play Fukujuro for 2 turns of blind, despair, attack down, and special seal. He might have double special, so that's kind of cool. I imagine these are the free-to-play characters that's coming. Ashura support. You got a 1.3 times attack to attack down. Removes 1 turn of attack down. Okay, that's kind of nice. Inflicted with blind, removes blind and applies 15% end turn HP cut for 1 turn. Okay, that's kind of cool. And then Kawamatsu, when inflicted with special blind, removes it for 3 turns on the supported character, which is pretty nuts. So there's the Odin art stuff. Like I said, huge shout out to the Discord. If you guys want to like read any of this stuff, come on over. But there's my reactions to Odin and Denjiro and Kinemon. Pretty nice units. Honestly, I'm a big fan of Odin. Like I'm a big fan of Odin out of the 2. I do think Denjiro and Kinemon are actually a really good unit too. Like One Orbs, you never can discredit One Orbs, right? Like never ever discredit One Orbs. It's kind of interesting that Odin doesn't have anything to do with One Orbs either, which is kind of weird. Kind of thought like they'd chuck something in his captain ability, like making One Orbs somehow, but nevertheless, it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the characters in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to demolish the like button. If you're new, hit the big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.